A city committee approved a list of recommendations on Wednesday for regulating home sharing rentals like Airbnb. According to a city report, there are more than 3,300 active short-term rental listings in the city, and over half are filled less than 30 days a year. The city saying they're looking at commercial regulations for the larger renters, those with multiple units, or who rent closer to 90 nights per year. But there is concern about just how new rules would impact the casual renter. It has directed the administration to come back with details on costs and bylaw amendments sometime next year. Danielle Smith joins us this morning from 770 CHQR to continue this conversation. A lot at stake here.
We knew that this was coming. There have been other jurisdictions where they have already moved on regulation. It's the balance that you're trying to find, though, right? I mean, we watched this battle play out between the taxi drivers, sort of the incumbents in the industry, and Uber, the new scrappy startup, to be able to give more opportunities to people to use their own vehicle. And it took a long time to get that one settled out. This is the same thing. We've got incumbent players, the hotels, who don't like the fact that you've got 3,300 competitors out there that don't have to follow the same rules. That being said, they also don't get the same advantage that the hotels do. The hotels pay a special 4% hotel tax, but then it goes to promote tourism and their hotels in particular. So there are some reasons why you want to treat the two separately, but I think that you're beginning to see on the part of those who are in the Airbnb rental business, they recognize there should be some regulation. The question is, how hard are they going to come down? And how onerous are they going to make it, and how high are the fees going to be? Because the higher you set the fees, you could be erasing all profit and eliminating this as an option. So we're going to talk with Diane Collier-Cart today, who is the chair of the committee, to understand a little bit more about the presentations that they've received and how they're going to try to strive to find that balance.
Danielle, to put you on the spot maybe just a little bit here, is this something that's going to drag on in our council for a long time too? Am I just so focused on Calgary that I lose sight of other cities? Does stuff drag on in our council?
It seems to, doesn't it? I mean, it's you would have thought, okay, we've seen what other cities have done. They've had the report, make a decision. Now it's kind of going back to another report. And it was the process that we went through with Uber as well. Ultimately, they came up with the right decision there that I think balanced the needs of everybody. I think this one should be a somewhat less contentious, but remember, it's also part and parcel with the discussion that we've been having around safe basement suites. And so are they then going to be putting a bunch of additional regulations on top of these homeowners to make sure that they've come up to a certain level of safety standard that's equivalent to hotels? I mean, that's where it begins to get a little tricky. I think everybody wants to make sure that they're living in a safe space. But if you're a private homeowner living in your home for most of the time during the year, you don't end up having a parade of bureaucrats coming through your home, analyzing every aspect of it from a safety point of view. So it is a bit of a gray area, which is why I think they're having a hard time fitting it neatly into one category or another. So we're going to try to talk through some of those issues today. And I hope it doesn't drag on, as you fear it might.
But to be fair, and as you use Uber as an example, due diligence is not a bad thing either, and taking a little bit extra time.
In the end, I think everybody's protected because an insurance product was developed that allows Uber drivers to pay a reasonable rate of insurance, and they're on the same level playing field as the taxi industry. So the due diligence did pay off.
Danielle Smith from 770 CHQR. Thank you, Danielle.
My pleasure.